And we're live. We're recording right now.
Woo!
The magic is happening.
PK 168 is here.
We are light one member.
Oh, that sucks.
There seems like there's a light joke in there we should miss. Are we really light one member?
We are light 2.5 members, and it's not because Wings is dead or anything. Wings had an important concert to go to tonight, so.
Important?
Yes, a very important concert.
You know what I kind of want to do?
Flogging Molly's, actually.
Could we prank call the venue and try to get them to ask for Wings over the PA?
No, they wouldn't do that.
Oh,
I don't know how big the venue is. Is it just like a bar that he's?
It's a House of Blues. I've never been in one, or I don't know how they're set up. I think there's a restaurant aspect to it, which I think would work in that sense if he's like at a table. But I don't know if it's like a big concert thing.
Yeah. But
I can't see Wings wanting to stand for an extended period of time.
Wings went on a date tonight. We all thought that he could go on a date the other 6 nights of the week, but tonight was the night that the Flogging Mollies were playing, and his girl likes them. So he's doing that instead of PKA.
We have a sponsor for the show that we need to talk about.
We have 2 sponsors.
Yes.
Well,
let's save one for a little bit later. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
First, we need to talk about Tiki Snee.
Tiki Snee, the Australian first-person shooter player. And
yeah, he's on PlayStation 4. He's playing Battlefield, Call of Duty, Ghosts. He does some vlogs, and he's actually got a cool little story. It's like his featured video on his channel about his neighbor being a pedophile.
I swear,
and, I watched the whole video. I watched the whole video from beginning to end, and it's an interesting story. A guy had a pedophile neighbor. It's pretty interesting story.
He did.
The guy was unabashed about it. He was just like, "Yes, I am kind of a pedophile."
Oh shit!
I'm just ready to
showing the wrong image.
Oh no!
Yeah, I gave away our other sponsor. But
don't worry about what you just ignore the man behind the curtain.
Attention to the other sponsor.
We're talking about Tiki Snee right now.
Tiki
the one thing I know about Tiki Snee.
That's all that matters right now is Tiki Snee.
He's got good mic quality. He's Australian, right? Rode is from Australia, so he might have a Rode microphone.
He was also apparently one of Wing's top 100 subscribers. I guess maybe on the YouTube system.
I wonder how you become a top 100 sub. I assume he means first 100, but I like to think top 100. He's one of the best people at subscribing to Wings ever.
No. So YouTube now has that system where you can see who your best subscribers are, the ones who interact with you the most.
Really?
And it gives you a list. Yeah.
Yeah, Rockon 1M1 is in my top 5.
Yeah,
it's
all over my channel.
Or ever. Number 1, actually, on Oliver's.
I want to look at my top 100 subscribers and see if they actually like me. Like that would be quite curious.
Oh, just to and then go through their post history and see what they
like. All right, these are the people that they give you the most interaction, Woody. And I want to be like, you guys can just go.
One more thing about Tiki Snee, though. If you guys really want to enjoy this guy's videos, picture King Joffrey when you watch the video, and trust me, they're better. By the end of the video, you'll be like, I kind of wish the pedophile had gotten him. Taught that motherfucker a lesson.
No one ever roots for the pedophile. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, hey, it's a disease.
Have a heart, man, right?
It's a disease?
Yeah.
Up there with gambling and alcoholism,
narcolepsy and all that stuff, sure.
I can't help but want to touch the children.
That's what they say. That's what the excuse they always give. They really can't help it. And if you think about it, if they could help it, wouldn't they? Because that's the most despicable kind of person. The kind of person who preys on a child sexually like that. I mean, when those people are found out in prison, they're dealt with in the most severe manner. So I can't see somebody being like, yeah, man, I like fucking kids because I like fucking kids. I can fuck older ladies, but I prefer the little kids. I just don't see that happening.
You see, but if they truly couldn't help themselves, wouldn't they be more open about it? Like, because pedophiles, from my understanding, do a lot to try to hide it. But if you're like if you're just a crackhead, and you are wholly addicted to crack cocaine, you don't care. You don't care that you're giving blowies
But
for
pedophiles
a
are
few
a different
dollars.
breed. Like, my understanding is that sometimes they do fairly well in prison because they're charming and they can work the system. You know, you can't be successful as a pedophile unless you're pretty good at picking up kids. You gotta have
Or you're
game.
strong. You forgot about that one, Woody. I'm sure, Woody, you could have the worst personality ever, but if you work out a couple days a week, I mean, a 9-year-old girl's not going to put up much of a fight.
No, I don't think that's how it goes. No, have I ever told you guys my pedophile story? I think I've told it on the show before.
I do not recall hearing it. No.
Kyle, do you remember my pedophile story?
I don't think so.
I know I've told it. Anyway, it goes like this. I'm gonna say like 12 years old, maybe 13, and I used to hang out at this arcade in Ocean City, Jillian's Arcade on 12th Street. If you guys are familiar with the area, and I would go there and play video games at the arcade all the time. And there was the grown-ups who played there kind of had an elevated stature. Like for me at 12 or 13 years old, a roll of quarters. What is that? $20? Is that what that is? How much is a roll
I
of
think
quarters?
so.
Yeah, something like that.
That was like a serious amount of money. And if you had an entire roll of quarters to drop into these machines, then you were like balling. But like your average postal carrier would have that. like they would have $20 in disposable income, and I would just be like, oh my God, when I grow up, I want to deliver mail because that guy's fucking rolling in quarters. Anyway, I don't know what this guy did, but he was a grown-up, and he had apparently an endless stream of quarters. And he would sometimes pay for my games, but mostly pay for pool. And we would play pool together at like the back of the arcade. There's like a smoky sort of back of the arcade type thing. And like day after day, we'd just kind of bump into each other at the arcade. And I guess I was a pretty hot 13-year-old maybe, because he took a... So he took a liking to me, and we would sit there and play pool together, and he'd teach me like the finer parts of the game. Not that I'm good, but that's what he was doing. And one time he kind of made his move. He's like, you know, Woody, like back in my apartment, I've got the coolest stereo system. It's amazing. You'll like it. And to me, like, and like a lot of kids that age, like that was just like, you want some candy? It was like, you know, yeah, dude, it's hi-fi. It's, you know, the speakers are this tall. It's loud. It's the coolest thing. And I'm sitting here contemplating essentially his offer to get into his pedo van, and I turned it down. I'm like, I don't think I should do that. I was kind of stranger danger hip. But the guy had game, right? The guy was fairly charming, and he knew exactly how to sweep a 13-year-old boy off his feet. All it took was a couple quarters and the lure of a good stereo system.
That's...
Well, he was working you, though. You know, he invested a lot of quarters, a lot of his time.
You're going to put out, damn it, Woody.
Put out a little?
I was a bit of a prude, wasn't I?
You're like
I let the guy on, didn't I?
Yeah, you shouldn't have been dressed that way. What you were pretty much asking for it, really.
Somebody make a scumbag Steve that
wait. I have to show you this, me at this age. I can find pictures.
Oh, this is golden if you can do that.
Oh, I can. You're going to have to hang on like 60 seconds. I'm even in my underwear.
Leads me on for weeks and weeks. I spend every lunch break with him, paying for his pool game day after day.
I found it already.
Offered to invite him back to my house. Just wanted to hang out. Thinks I'm a pedophile.
I just wanted some companionship or something.
His son had died or something. That's what it was.
I am. I'm doing a push. Oh, there it is. There. Click on that link.
Oh, dear.
Click on that link and you'll never be the same.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Check out those thigh muscles,
No
bitch.
wonder he was hitting on you.
Whoa. Woody looks... Wow, Woody was just in real good shape and
I think 13-year-old Woody could kick my ass.
That's me.
Wow, you and
Anxiously
Colin
awaiting
look
puberty.
You look a lot like Colin, or Colin looks a lot like you.
I hear that a lot, actually. Look at my mean face.
Yeah, that's it. I've seen that face from Colin before.
I'm mugging it.
Jesus.
But yeah, dude, I got some definition in those thighs. It's the start of something there. But
No wonder that guy wanted to admire you while you played.
So I don't understand why you had such a hard time in high school. You look like the scariest 13-year-old ever. You're the guy who's walking around like ruining little kids, lives.
Yeah, actually, so when I took this picture, I had been lifting weights for some time, trying to improve my position in the world, and then I got sick, and I was sick for like 3 weeks, and I felt like I had lost a lot of my gains, and I'm like, right now, I'm going to take my before picture, and this is it.
Where's the after picture, Hulk Hogan?
You want to see? I've got after pictures.
Yeah, I want to see after the roids kicked in and everything. At 13.
The after picture is going to be later. It's let me see.
So did you take all? Was this something that you decided on your own? Your dad wasn't like, hey, maybe you could lift weights or do this or that?
Oh no, it was all self-driven type stuff.
Woody has an incredible work ethic that I am envious of. No wonder you were the guy that was like, yes, I hope you get caught in the undertow so I can go save you. So yeah. I can emerge
Woody's
from the
arms
water.
look a little bit like cartoon propellers. I don't expect him to swim like a normal person. I expect him to just spin at the shoulder like they're fan blades.
His forearm is just in that picture is just one piece of meat. If there's no, it doesn't get smaller or anything like that.
I'm gonna make this my profile picture.
That guy on the other side of the lifeguard stand is Dan Hitchcock. I really want to reach out to him and find him again. He was the smartest guy. And he was super nice. I think at the time that picture was taken, I had recently had surgery on one of my arms, and it was somewhat paralyzed. And being able to carry that lifeguard stand, it's really heavy. I should put the picture back on the screen, but it's super heavy, and all your gear is inside it. And a lot of guys would bring weightlifting equipment, put it in the stand, and then carry it back and forth all day as the tide moved. And I couldn't always carry it in one shot because I lacked the finger strength. And he was so cool about it, when nobody else was. I'm still sort of grateful to someone who was nice to me when he didn't have to be. Dan Hitchcock. But
nice guy.
But yeah, I guess those are my after pictures if there is one.
Well, that's after 5 years though.
Well, it takes a while.
See, what I was expecting was what I understood was you were like, I was 13 and I just had lost all those gains, and then I felt like I had to work hard to get it back. And you're like, so 5 or 8 years later.
Yeah, well, it took a while. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I wanted to see 6 weeks later, and you had made some impressive gains.
No,
that's what I
think
was
6 weeks later. I just didn't have that kind of testosterone flowing at the time.
You should be like, that was 6 weeks later. That was 6 weeks later.
Yeah, right.
I grew a foot and a half, and 6 weeks later, he was probably too busy, working it to work out. He's like, oh man, this thing's cool. Whatever's down here. Wait, what? Working out? That's a thing? Wow. So whatever happened? Did you know the pedophile in the area? Did he ever, did you ever see him again, or?
Actually, no. No, it kind of scared me away from the arcade a little bit, and I became super cautious. I didn't actually go to the back of the arcade for a little while, and just played the games toward the front door, which were usually the good ones anyway. Yeah, when
I've
played
never
Super
had an
Mario
experience
Brothers,
like that.
It wasn't a console game. I played that shit when it came out of the arcades.
I don't think. Yeah, Kyle said he doesn't. I don't think I've ever. Because now I'm thinking back.
I guess that is what I was. I was just not that good looking as a child, I suppose.
Well, I worked out,
Maybe it was that fucking rat tail that someone thought was a good idea.
You know what? I'm sorry to say this, Kyle, but that fits. The whole. You with a rat tail, you would be one of those kids with a rat tail, because you were probably a little asshole too, weren't you? You were just a jerk.
Oh, I was a bad motherfucker. The teachers despised me. I caused a lot of issues. I caused a lot of problems.
I had a teacher tell me that I was her worst student in 32 years of teaching. And she thought that it was going to hurt my feelings. Right? Her idea was that I would take that information, process it, and be down. I felt like I had just won an Olympic medal. I'm like, really? The worst? Like gold medal worst?
The best of the best.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. And that's how that went down. But yeah, I was just a terrible student. She was disappointed because I wasn't stupid. And she's like, do you see this kid here? I remember I was in detention. He's struggling to learn these things. And that was a foreign concept to me. I didn't find the coursework to be difficult at all. It's like, you, on the other hand, you get this easily and just don't bother to do it. And that was young Woody. Fucking himself up.
So I think we need to talk about our second sponsor.
Oh,
Let
our
everybody in.
second sponsor when PK.
Even though if it wasn't ruined of the first 30 seconds
it's
of
the
the show.
big time.
I've
Lefty,
been wondering how long it would take to get something like this.
thank God it finally arrived.
Right? Because we talked about it for a while. We thought we might have had something with wet, but
Didn't
well, no,
go
we
anywhere.
did. We did get a little something, but it wasn't. It
We
wasn't
got
really
some product,
anything.
or yeah.
I masturbated with that furiously. I appreciate that. My girlfriend appreciated that. And
But you appreciate this next sponsor or this new sponsor even more. I would hope.
yeah,
Kyle.
It'd be the next
NVIDIA
thing.
is here. NVIDIA is here, ladies.
We have landed
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA
Yeah.
as a big time sponsor. So NVIDIA
So-
just silently released their Titan Black. We are all getting Titan Blacks, not Wings, of course, because he's not here. But we're all getting Titan Blacks. We're all getting some cash.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
That's
it's
shitty
really cool.
though. I feel bad about that. I really do. The deal happened today.
Yeah.
Like Heather reached out to them today, and they jumped at the chance, and they said that they would. We asked for one for Wings, but they were like, there's 3 hosts, there's
three cards.
3 cards.
Yeah.
And I think initially they thought we only had 3 hosts. Period. I think they weren't aware we had like a 4th host, so it kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
That's shitty though. I feel really bad. But
Well,
Wings has a really good card. Wings has a good PC anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he skipped the show. Like if I don't get paid when I don't go to work.
So tell us about the card.
It is the biggest, baddest card on the planet. So when the Titan came out, like I'll say 6-9 months ago, something like that, it held the crown. It was this like amazing card, and it was the fastest single card in the world. And there are some disadvantages to combining cards. So if you have an opportunity to get the best single card, that's kind of the way you want to go, and that's what the Titan is. And then they came out with the 780 Ti. And the Titan Black is better, or the Titan was better for 4K, and it was better for some compute things. But for most gaming tasks, the 780 Ti was the best one around. And that left NVIDIA in kind of this weird thing. Like, which one is the top card exactly? If you're a gamer, it's this one. If you now drop the Titan Black. And the question is fucking answered. It is the best card in the multiverse.
And you left out the best part. We got $1,500 worth of basically like store credit with them each to kind of do our dream build PC or whatever's required to get there. So that is going to be really fun.
It's awesome, dude. They shipped a NVIDIA Shield to us. I've got the NVIDIA Shield in the
When
box.
do we get ours? I don't have that.
Yeah, I want one. What the hell?
Coming in the mail, baby. You'll all get one. But yeah, the NVIDIA
man.
Shield, this thing is amazing. What it does is it leverages your computer's graphics card, and you get to play games at PC quality with a form factor of like, what the hell is a PlayStation Vita, something like that?
Oh, the PS Vita, yeah.
Yeah, PS Vita. So it utilizes the cloud. It's streaming, and you get the compute resources of like a full-fledged desktop PC in your hands, streaming. It's flipping awesome. So
That's bad fucking ass. I
That's
can't
really
wait
cool.
to fucking play Skyrim on this.
yeah, that's a legit thing.
Can I? So I'm pretty computer illiterate. Can I do 4K Skyrim? Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
I'm
I mean, on your computer you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a 4K monitor, but
I'm ordering one right fucking. That's what I can use my money for.
There you
There
go.
you go.
See, I was
Well,
going to
that'll
do a
get me
build.
started.
There, yeah, well, yeah, you
Yeah,
probably need
I
2 or
want
3,
that
but
4K
they're
monitor. We're
expensive.
gonna do just 4K gaming.
I was going to do a
1080p
build for.
streams. Let's do some 4K streams.
Oh come on! I just got 1080p streams going. I worked
your
so
shitty
hard to
stream.
get
4K
there.
1080p. Welcome to 2012, my bitch. It's 4K
Yeah, I'm getting
now.
Google Fiber. I'm getting Google Fiber at the house I'm at right now. I'm gonna
I
be.
hate you.
Yeah, 4K streams.
You're not getting Google Fiber, but I might.
Yeah, I am.
What?
You said
East
where it is
Atlanta.
now.
East Atlanta.
Atlanta? But you're not in
Yeah.
Atlanta. You're.
I am currently at this house.
Oh, okay. I understand. You are. I don't even, am I allowed to say your girlfriend's house?
Yeah, my girlfriend's house.
All right. I'm like, is that a secret? That's
No.
like, I
I
don't
don't
know.
think so.
You're gonna be spending a lot more time there. Like, babe, I'm moving in. I'm gonna start streaming and doing all these things because you have Google Fiber.
Are you talking about buying a house too, Kyle?
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't decided.
I swear
I'm-
to God,
I'm-
Google Fiber would make a huge decision in where I live. I would
I'm,
definitely choose one town over the other exclusively based on Google Fiber.
I'm thinking about moving to Atlanta because it's closer to a few things. I'm not sure. I'm gonna be closer to Atlanta in the fall.
Okay.
So I want to get close enough to Google Fiber where I can have it. I want that. I want that so bad.
Yeah, the Google Fiber may be coming to my area. So when they announced the actual towns, they mentioned Cary, and Cary is like the next town over from me. We literally share a border, and there are actually some houses in Cary that have an Apex address. And if we buy a house, I would just get one where Google Fiber is going to be. That's super important. It's mega critical. It needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
So jealous.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that Comcast in the areas near and around wherever Google Fiber goes, Comcast is having to give like 300 meg speeds and stuff like that, and at competitive rates.
I don't understand. Comcast customers all hate them, yet they all get those rates offered. Like, 100 megabits, 300 megabits. You can't get that here. If you could get that here, I'd have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind paying. I'm already paying an outrageous amount for my stupid 15 down and 3 up connection. It's ridiculous.
So I was looking at Wilson, North Carolina, which it turned out I don't think is going to be the town for me, but they do offer gigabit internet. And it had me taking that and crossing it with what the Time Warner guy says, which is there's no demand for it. So let me throw this out there. For, I think it was $100, you could get 100 down and 100 up. And for like $160, you could get gigabit in both directions. Do you pay an extra $60 to get more than 100 each way?
Yeah, I would.
It depends on what the actual throughput of.
Let's say it's actually 100
100
each
is.
way. You actually get 100 each way.
Would I pay more for a gigabit? Are there bandwidth limitations? Like how many people can be pulling, or how many devices can be pulling on the 100 each way?
All the devices in your house. That's it. You're going to actually get this. It's not saturated. This is a municipal government-run internet provider. They're not freaking nickel and diming you or trying to extract every penny of profit out of you like a cable company. You're gonna.
I would do 160, and this is why. You give all your neighbors your Wi-Fi password, and you just share. Everybody pays $30 or $40. If you're doing a gig, that'd be the way to go.
You know Dan from PKA?
Yeah.
He once set up what he called NeighborNet. And they literally just went in the house with shovels and dug like store-bought Ethernet cables between the homes and shared a cable connection. NeighborNet.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I told you about that neighbor of mine who set up a gigantic Wi-Fi system and would install a box on your house that would receive it.
Dude, have you heard of Multipath?
No.
All right, hold on. Let me check out this company.
But to your question, Woody, I'm the kind of person where I just pay extra for gigabit just to say I have it, even if I don't actually use it. But the whole Time Warner thing about are customers really clamoring for more than what we offer at competitive rates? Then hell yeah, they are, man. Hell yeah, customers want that, or
customers
would
want
use
more than
the
they
crap
have,
out of it.
without a doubt. I just got to thinking. I think if I had more than 100 megabits upload, I'd honestly be throwing away money. Like, I don't know anyone that can receive more than 100 bits. Like, even a Google video upload, is it going to upload it faster than 100 megabits? And if it does, what's the difference? Will it really help?
Mm-hmm.
I swear 100... is this Time Warner jackass asshole that's giving me 5 and telling me there's no demand for more? But does he have a point at some point? You know, when he says, but gigabit, that is actually more than people need. You know, I equate it to the electric service at my house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what amp sub panel I have. You know, is it 320 amp or something? I'm not even sure, but it's enough. You know,
You don't need 1,000.
I don't need 1,000.
You're not running an electric chair at your house, so we're all good there.
I can turn on every light and every appliance in my entire house at the same time.
Have you ever done that and just went outside and looked at the meter?
No.
It's fun. I used to. You turn on every fucking thing in your house. Kids, do this at home. Your parents will love you. Turn every fucking thing in the house, and I mean everything. Like if you get
the stove, don't miss it.
Yeah, the stove, the microwave needs to be running. The washer and dryer need to be going.
Hair dryers.
Make
If you
sure
got
the
hair
hot
dryers,
water
plug them in,
electric
turn them
hot
on.
water heater, you need to be running hot water.
Vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, everything, all your appliances, anything with a cord in it, plugged in, turned on. The George Foreman. Go ahead and make a sandwich while you're outside. When you get back in, it'll be toasty and ready. So you go out there and you look at the meter, and that motherfucker is spinning like crazy, and you're just watching money disappear, and time really, in your sad lives.
So,
Like,
your parents, I can imagine they really will like this. Do it, kids. Do it, children.
And then go get them when you're doing it. Set it all up first. Don't tell them you're doing it. Set
And
it
then
all up.
film it on your cell phone camera and send us, and let's see who
Yeah,
can get the
and
most
film
kilowatts rolling.
You know what else your parents might like if you play with matches while you did this?
You should technically be on
And then
fire
also
when you
ask
start.
for their credit card to go donate and buy ranks at WoodyCraft.net.
This is all good. I don't see what could go wrong with this plan.
There's nothing. But you know what, Woody? I don't think that guy has as much of a point as he thinks he does. Because I don't think people are really aware of all the things that all the data that they use and probably will use in the coming future. Netflix wants to stream 4K, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the bare minimum data flow rate for that? What is it? 20 megabits per second?
Yeah, 2022. Something like that.
And that's what they want to shoot for 4K. So how many devices in your home are Netflix machines? Also can do Netflix. When you start talking about 4K streaming, and you only have 100 megabits or megabits per second, well, it seems like a lot now, but if you've got two people watching a Netflix stream and you're trying to stream, you're getting pretty close to the maximum throughput.
No, we're talking
of your
about
internet.
100 each way, right? So 100 each way, you
100
can
each
literally
way.
have 4 people streaming at 4K
Mm-hmm.
and another guy torrenting at the same time, and you're
Seating,
doing
right?
fairly
you'd be
well.
seating. Yeah, but but you'd be maximizing that. That would be your max. Would be four devices. Of course, it's a lot, but I mean, that's your maximum right there. Is only 4 things doing one.
In my home,
something.
I don't know that we've ever had more than 3 streams at a time. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when company's here.
But here's also here's the thing though.
And we don't have any 4K devices yet, but I guess
And I know you, Woody. You will.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
I think you
You're
should
gonna
turn
be
that whole
sitting
wall
there.
behind you into an enormous 4K screen.
That sounds.
That's what I want.
Why wouldn't I? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta
do
make
that
it
thing where
happen.
you have multiple.
I
TVs.
would watch streams
Set up.
of you watching a TV like that.
I sometimes
And
wondered,
the TV
what
could
if
be
I
playing the
streamed
screen.
my whole day? What if I just streamed, like, hey, this is me working in an average
I think
day?
that's a bad idea.
Really?
Yeah, because eventually you forget, and it's fucking like it's the Truman Show, and you're picking your nose or something, or just dropping all those racist comments you like to make during the middle of the day, and general hate speech. And
It's
all that
about
stuff.
time people got to know the real me, filled with just hate and venom.
There have been too many real Woody videos that are just totally wrong. Everybody needs to know the
Right.
real guy.
I can pass all those videos.
And one day, Woody, if you do that, you're just going to forget, and I guarantee you're going to masturbate on stream. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh, but
You're
think
gonna
of the
control
Twitch
shift
money.
N, and you're not gonna know. You're gonna be like, oh God, am I streaming right now? It's like, yes, I am.
Oh, that I wanted to cover. I'll circle back to the whole. No, let's do it. Let's do it on multipath networks. So this is a URL. I'll give a product one, and really they should sponsor us. But anyway, this router, what it does is it combines sources, and it gives you like the combined bandwidth. So yeah, I think that's easily understandable. My house, for example, I have 2 internet connections. I have one for the family and one for the business. I could link them together and get almost the 2 of them combined. It turns out there's about a 15% overhead. So if I were to have 10 and 10, I would get, well, shit. If I were to have 5 and 5, I'd get 8.5 because of that 15% loss. For everything. And it's kind of a neat concept there. And one of the ways that they market it is they're
How
like,
much is it?
well, the 35 megabit one is like $200, $300 plus
I'm
$20.
getting one immediately.
Well, we'll see. And then the 85
I have 2
megabit
lines.
one, the 85 megabit one, which is the one I'd wait for, is probably going to be like $50 more. It's supposed to come out this month. So, but yeah, like you're in the same spot. You have 2 lines at your house. You could take them, combine them, and have effectively double. And there's another thing. You can link your phone in there. Like if you've got a 4G phone, you can take the 3 of them, combine it into one master line, and all of a sudden have like, even more upload.
This is the sort of tool that terrorists misuse.
The way that they sell it, they even have a package on here for like NeighborNet. They're like, you've got a cable modem, your neighbor's got a cable modem. You can both buy these things. And then you can combine them like over Wi-Fi if it reaches that far. Like in my neighborhood, it probably would. Then you can like share each other's internet connections and get more bandwidth than you had before.
That's really cool. So it's like an HDMI splitter for your internet. Like a high quality HDMI splitter for your internet, where you're
almost the opposite of that.
In the reverse.
Right. So So I've been actually watching this thing since it was an Indiegogo project, and it's advanced from Indiegogo. Now they're shipping the 35 megabit version, and they're soon to come the 85 megabit version.
Huh.
Startled.
That's she's been back there for like 45 seconds.
No, thank you.
That's...
Yeah. So anyway, this is something that I've been looking at. Like it's a fit in my house because I have a big data line for my cell phone because, like, I swear, 2 out of 3 months I throw it away, and then there'll be a month I travel and I upload. Like the last time I traveled, I uploaded 2 Titanfall videos. They were vlogs, and I used the heck out of my data package on my phone. And I don't know if it's like this around the world, but in America, 1 month of overage is so penalty filled that you'd rather just pay for the higher plan all year long and never have an overage. So I have like a lot of bandwidth on my phone that goes almost unused. I could combine 3 lines together and get like 5 plus 5 plus like 2.5 is like 12.5 less 15%. I guess I'd get about 9-ish upload instead of 5.
How good is that? How reliable is the streaming? I'm
So
assuming
reliability
there's
is one of the
packet loss and
things that they like tout. It's like the big deal. Now, what you're asking really is how reliable is it at the high end? Like, can I? So you say you get combined 9. Can I really use like 8 of the 9 and count on it? I don't know. Yeah, I guess you'd have to test it. But the other side of it is like, let's say you're doing Skype or something that doesn't require all the bandwidth. Then you get super reliable. Then one of your lines can literally drop off while you're on a Skype call, and you'll never notice.
Ah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Now, I'm not endorsing this thing. I don't own it. I've just been following it since Indiegogo. They're not mega super incredible sponsors like NVIDIA is. But
Love you.
I should really put back our other sponsor. But yeah, so but it's one of the things I've been thinking about doing with my home network. It seems like it, in the situation where I am, where I have 3 internet lines, that'd be cool. And then if you're friendly with your neighbors, like you might be in this situation and not even notice it. Like Lefty, do you have neighbors close to you that you're actually friendly?
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, they could probably. That would be cool.
Just be like, hey, why don't we link up?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to be giving any neighbors any of my upload. That's my upload, not theirs. You stay away from my upload speed. You can download stuff. Go ahead and download all you want.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't touch that upload speed.
But I bet your neighbors aren't content producers, and you'd probably get the deal that you really want, which is these guys are YouTube viewers. These guys are Netflix viewers. Netflix.com/Woody, get your free month. And they're not they're not YouTube or Twitch producers. Like they're not content creators like you are. So if you were to link up with them, you'd get.
This could be huge in apartment complexes.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
Like if you get or condos or wherever townhomes where there's a lot of people in more densely packed areas, and then ISPs are probably not going to like this idea, don't you think?
I don't know, actually. I mean, I feel like, is it even going to increase traffic? And maybe a little, but
yeah, I think
if I'm an
you know.
So there's two ways. If you're an ISP and only one person starts buying the line and the other guys are all sharing it, then they might not like the idea. But if they're doing what we're talking about, where everybody buys from the ISP and they share it into a super upload, the ISP probably doesn't care. They're probably happy. Like, yeah, this is great. Everyone in this whole town complex buys from us, and who cares that they combine?
Oh yeah, that's true. So then
Yeah,
what
that makes sense. I was thinking more like, if everyone was just sharing a Wi-Fi password on Google Fiber.
Well, you don't need this for that, right?
Of course not. I
Yeah.
was thinking about the other thing.
But yeah, the neighbor net's a cool concept. But like Lefty, I don't want to share my bandwidth. Like there are times where I use every bit that I can get from it. And if my neighbor's got teenage boys, we know what they're doing. They're downloading video.
My videos.
Not mine.
YouTube.
No.
Well, once a week they get a video.
Maybe. I was just thinking that their videos involve naked women, and that's where I was headed with that.
Oh, yeah,
and that takes some bandwidth.
See, but you might not need this for long because you might get Google Fiber. Can I just ask you? Can you just play the game? Like, what would you do? Google Fiber comes to your door. What are you envisioning doing with that internet?
Oh, what would I do with?
Yeah, what do you have planned for Google Fiber?
I think the big difference would be Twitch. I think I'd actually stream in 4K. And I'd just buy whatever it takes on my end to encode at 4K, and I'd upload at 4K. I think I'd upload more often too. I swear I have to wonder if a Truman Show thing would be kind of interesting.
I like the idea. I think it would be funny.
Yeah, just do it. The Pokemon plays thing. Have you guys watched that at all?
I refuse to go watch that. I've seen screenshots.
So
I've watched.
I have no hate for the guy doing it. As a matter of fact, I have admiration. He's found a way to make money. He's not hurting anybody, or he's not ripping on people. Knock yourself out. He's a clever entrepreneur. Do your thing. His content's not my cup of tea, right? I don't like barely influencing a Pokemon character on a screen. Pokemon got big in what I call my gaming gap. I was, I guess, too old for Pokemon. I was getting educated, and I didn't have time for video games for a little period in my life, and that's when Pokemon was big. So that whole thing, I don't even know how. Are there 160 Pokemon characters? I don't even know.
There were, then they added more and stuff. It got crazy.
Yeah, like
Power Rangers.
My friend changed his Minecraft skin on WoodyCraft.net to a Pokemon one, and I didn't even recognize that it was a Minecraft skin. He had to that it was a Pokemon. I'm like, oh, he looked like a Nutcracker or something, like a toy soldier with a blue vest. And
so he was Ash, probably. Did he say he was Ash? The blue vest.
It was like a human with a blue vest on. I don't know. So yeah, Pokemon is a gap in my gaming experience, and so his content's not for me. But what I'm a little frustrated with, and you've heard me praise Twitch like almost every week for being so content creator friendly. I think they're making a mistake with how they're handling this thing. Their chat literally can't handle the amount of traffic from this. Is it Pokemon Plays? No, Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Yeah, Twitch plays Pokemon. Mm-hmm.
Twitch Plays Pokemon, What happens is this: there's a video game showing on the screen, and in the chat you hit letters like WASD or whatever, up, down, and what happens in the chat impacts what the player does on the screen. So you're playing Pokemon by typing in the chat, and it's become huge, so big that the chat in every other stream was broken. And Twitch knows it. Twitch knows. They tweet articles like, look, this thing is so gigantic, it's broken our infrastructure. We can't handle all the chat traffic coming from this one thing. And the stream is big. It has like 20,000. That's like a high-end PKA stream. But it's not super big. Like League of Legends gets to like 300,000.
I think
I think he hit 90,000 the other night.
Did he hit 90,000? Oh.
Yeah.
Twitch Plays Pokemon right now is the #2 game on Twitch, on the Twitch front
That's
page.
amazing. So what is his count then?
There's 74,000 people playing it, but there's a lot of other people that all of a sudden just decided, hey, I'm also going to be playing Pokemon now that Pokemon is on the front page. He's got 69,935 viewers right now.
Okay, so let's
Concurrent.
call that 70,000. 70,000 viewers, that's more than I've ever done. Congrats. But even at 70,000 viewers, he has the kind of chat activity that you might get from 700,000 viewers. You know, like when you watch League of Legends and they have 300 grand, not all 300,000 people are like typing once a second trying to get the character to do a thing, right? There are people just like www because I really wanted to walk forward, www or up or whatever it is they're hitting, and that doesn't happen in any other game, right? They just occasionally say a thing to the guy. My problem is Twitch should be not letting their entire site break. You know, every other streamer doesn't have a chat because they're just letting that thing roll. They could put it, and I have some solutions. They could put it in subscriber-only mode or follow-only mode, right? So you actually have to click follow to chat in there, and then that'll cut it back a bit. That'll just make it reasonable. If not follow-only mode, you could go even more restrictive and make it subscriber-only mode. And with that, you'd have to pay $5 to be a chatter. Now, I don't know if that would make this guy more money or less money, but
What is his viewership at?
it's huge.
Because I know within a week he bought himself a nice luxury mid-sized sedan. Within the first week, that's the kind of money he made. He's at 21 million views total.
That's fantastic. But yeah, I just any other service like I buy a lot of servers to run WoodyCraft.net. If I was doing something that impacted everybody else in the data center, they'd kick me out of the data center. That's how that goes. That's kind of how things go everywhere. I don't know. In real life examples, if I was doing something that hurt every other Walmart customer, they kick me out of Walmart. This guy's doing something that hurts every other Twitch streamer, not on purpose, but Twitch should be like, look, you got to go in follow-only mode, or you got to go in subscriber-only mode. And then, of course, they need to upgrade their infrastructure so that he doesn't have to do that. You know, and what they're getting right now, the way Twitch is growing, will be their new normal in late 2014. So they need to handle that. But for the short term, Twitch shouldn't have ignored every other stream breaking.
Yeah, but I think that I get the feeling following Twitch TV support, their support Twitter handle, I get the feeling at least that they're aware of it.
They're very aware of it.
That's enough for me.
Now, I don't want to project the wrong vibe on them, right? I bet they take offense to this. But they almost seem proud of it. Like, check this thing out. It is so successful, it broke Twitch. That's the vibe that I get. Maybe that's not the vibe they're giving, but it's the one I'm getting. And I'm like, dude, no. Don't say, look how amazing it is this guy broke Twitch. Fix Twitch.
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from on that. And I was lucky enough to not be impacted by it. My streams weren't. Just because I stream on off hours when he's not really too popular, during the weeknights and stuff.
Mine was broken. I'll get 2,000 viewers, and the chat fills the whole page. It would take like an hour to have enough messages to even make it scroll. Like nobody could chat.
And you know what? That messes with people that use Nightbot reading the chat to run advertisements, because Nightbot, a lot of people have automated Nightbot to, which is a moderator bot in the chat for those that don't know, and it can run advertisements on your channel every 15 minutes, but one of the other qualifiers is 25 lines of chat, which may not seem like a lot, especially for a stream of Woody size or even a stream my size. But when chat is broken, that also gets broken
that's
too.
so good.
And
Yeah.
Nightbot doesn't run ads just because it's not there. It doesn't see. It's not able to read all the messages. And I you know what? There is a lot of that. I mean, it is great that Twitch. I mean, I'm proud of Twitch that Twitch is so large that there is something that's breaking it. But now they should be out of the phase of, hey, look at how cool it is, how fast we're growing. That should have been a fleeting thing. Like, hey, it's really cool that he broke Twitch. Okay, crap, now we got to fix Twitch.
Yeah.
And I think they might have stayed with that a little bit too long in that little phase where they're like, oh, look at how awesome it is that this one thing on Twitch is so large, and it's also not League of Legends, or a half-naked chick shoving her cleavage in the camera on League of
Do
Legends.
those get that big? Oh, on League. I think I've seen her.
Yeah, there's another one. There's another guy that has his girlfriend in strategic webcam, low-cut shirts, and
those are
do
great.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I wonder if I got a V-neck.
Yeah, the V-neck.
There you go. Get implants or something.
Wait.
Woodette. There you go. Have Woodette once a week stream on your Twitch
Oh
channel.
no! Please don't do that.
That's it.
Oh.
PKA's
Tying it
getting popular now. We're going big time.
Oh no!
There goes Nvidia.
I don't like this at all.
No more cards.
Not
no more
one
nothing
bit.
from Nvidia.
I don't
None.
see how this could go wrong.
None.
We were
I-
hoping to get Wings on the next one because he missed out on this one, but now Woody's just ruining it.
This is intense. I
Uh,
saw that.
So
I want Wings to do that.
yeah, he would, I think.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
shy. If he
Wait,
wanted to
did
do
you
the
guys
show.
notice last night when we were speaking to Wings that when he finally showed up, he had his shirt on backwards?
Really?
he did? I didn't notice that.
I didn't want to say anything because he was asleep in bed or something, and we had a meeting of the minds last minute, and he had his shirt on backwards.
Wait, can we? I don't want to seem like I'm bashing on the guy, but can we talk about we talked about his sleeping attire. Can we mention that?
Yeah. So we were like, hey,
is that
Wings,
nice?
we're talking about PKA rescheduling, etc. Could you hop in this call? He's like, I'm in bed naked, man. Just like, wait, what?
Yeah, there were
This
a
is
couple
like
of reasons
9
why he
p.m.
couldn't make the call.
And then also he was telling us a story about how he doesn't get to see his girlfriend very often because is it her sister's kid lives with her? Or she lives with her sister who has a child. There's a child in the household, not hers,
I don't
but
know.
somebody
I know
else's.
his girlfriend's like half an hour away or something. He said he hadn't seen her in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then he couldn't stay there because it's not right to have a naked man walking around the house.
Yeah.
And we
That's
thought
what it was.
There is an alternative to walking around the house
Yeah, it's-
naked.
Pajamas.
And I think we all immediately came to the realization because he's like, people might look at it weird, a grown ass man sleeping naked in the same house as a child, and it's like, Wings, maybe you should put on some pants.
Yeah, or just leave your underwear on.
Yeah, right. I'm not a naked sleeper. I mean,
I sleep in some boxers.
Huh.
Yeah.
I never understood the
Because
the
and
appeal of naked
and
sleeping.
it's because of fear. So there's 2 reasons to wear the boxers when I sleep. I feel they keep everything in one place, so I'm not like rolling over my penis like some kind of retarded elephant or something. And also, what if something happened in the middle of the night and I had to like make a run for it? Like what if the house is on fire? You don't want to be outside naked. What if you have to defend yourself from an attacker? You really want to be naked? You need some underwear when you sleep, Wings. I don't know what you're thinking.
See, but that's interesting because think about it. In your mind, there is such a huge difference between being naked and facing an attacker and wearing a thin piece of cloth hung from your waist.
You know what it would be? So
And
the
facing an
underwear,
attacker.
the type of underwear that I wear is they're like boxer briefs, and they look a little bit like the sort of briefs that like Anderson Silva would fight in. So I think that's going to give me a mental advantage. I'm going to feel like I've shown up to the fight wearing the proper attire. This guy's in jeans and a hoodie or something trying to sneak around my house. I'm already ready to go.
I don't know.
I'm going to be able to grab his clothes, pull
I
him
picture
around.
me naked.
I'm already lubed up.
confronting a burglar with a gun in my hand, and this guy says, "Holy shit! This guy's got a gun and what looks like a billy club."
You know, if you don't have underwear, you can tie them up with it.
Hang them from the rafters. The balcony.
See, but what if the attack happens in the early morning and you've got wood, though?
Oh, they're in trouble then.
Yeah, God, the club's even worse.
Because after I'm done beating them up, you know, it's round 2.
I've subdued you. Now I'm going to
And then
kill
Wings
you.
of Redemption style, I'm gonna piss on them.
Yes, in the South, that's insulting.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Wings, if I gave away a trade secret there, but I just wanted to talk about it. And it was sort of like, yeah, I'm just sleeping naked all the time. It's like, put on some pants, bro. Especially if it's keeping you from spending quality time with your girlfriend because you're scared of looking like a creep for being naked in the same vicinity as a child, which is reasonable. I understand that, but
Right.
instead of not Wings's answer to that is not put on pants or underwear, but I'm just not going to spend time with my girlfriend.
Yeah, it's so the backing away from the whole Wings thing, right? Success in life is driven by solutions. That's how you do this shit. I remember I was working with a sponsor like a year ago, and the money whore. The guy's got me so sensitive about me being a money whore, but this guy, I was like, yeah, here's a problem, here's whatever, and he's like, Woody, people who solve problems make money. Let's put our heads together. And it was like, oh, yeah, I actually kind of like that quote. The one that I throw around is, you know, any jackass can come up with problems. We need to come up with solutions. And I don't know, hearing Wings say, like, yeah, I haven't seen my girlfriend for weeks because, you know, can't be naked. Or, you know, like last night as we were trying to figure out, like, how to do the show and how to get it going and what other times would work, it was just all no, can't do it now,
God, it was
can't
so
do it then,
hard.
can't
So,
do... You know,
we were
like,
trying to make sure that we didn't, because he was like, you know, Friday night's kind of a date night. Maybe we could not do it then. And we were looking at all the other potential days. We literally couldn't find a better time. I think our decision was to roll it back a couple of hours on Friday afternoon next time.
right.
Because there's no better day than Friday. There's just not.
Right. It was like we
Right.
were at the best time. Everything else made it kind of worse. And but I don't mean to throw Wings under the bus too much. Maybe a little.
I wish you were here. It wouldn't feel so bad.
Yeah, right. He should be here and tell his
Can
side.
we get Boogie in here and pretend?
But yeah, it was just all can't do it, won't do it, can't do it, won't, don't want to. You know, I got a thing, and you know, you have to understand this is a guy who works from home playing video games. Like, we have really flexible schedules compared to most people.
And he also missed out on a Titan Black.
And he missed out and an Nvidia Shield and cash.
Mm-hmm.
So, go to work, baby.
Maybe next
It's
one.
shitty.
on Wings. Unless Woody ruins it with his trying to show off his boobs.
You know, no.
Well, I mean,
dude.
we've already seen
Yeah.
ripped
The sponsors-
13-year-old Woody. I don't know if they weren't on
Yeah,
the door
I've
at
seen
that
a
one.
lot
I guess.
of Woody on this show. This is
Yeah, this is Woody. Like, I'm here. I am.
There are children in the room with me, sir. there are not children.
I don't
in
know
the room.
how this got to be the Woody Show.
Or I wouldn't be naked.
But yeah, anyway, all you guys out there listening to this, next time there's something you want to do and you're, you know, you catch yourself saying, can't do it because of this, can't do it because of that, you know, turn your attitude around and figure out how you can do it.
Mm-hmm. And getting back to Twitch, Woody, the other thing I understand completely your frustration and everybody's frustration with Twitch at the lack of a quick solution to this, and I totally understand it. But I think the one thing that I really liked out of all of it was I liked feeling as though Twitch was doing something about it. I always felt as though they were trying things. Perhaps they weren't going to the lengths that would immediately stem the problem and then figure out a long-term solution. Like you said, like telling the guy, look, put it in sub-only mode until we figure out how to make this work.
Or even follow-only mode would have been a free alternative for him, right? All you got to do is click the follow button and then you can chat. And, you know, a lot of people won't.
Maybe they see this as good publicity, and they're hoping the numbers get outrageous.
They might. I just feel like I came up with 2 quick and easy and free solutions to help
But do
them
you think
bridge
as
the
many
gap.
people would want to be involved if their vote wasn't counting?
I think that so here's what would happen if you put it in follow only mode, there'd be fewer people chatting, but he'd have a lot more followers. A lot
That
more
is
people.
true. I would definitely go for the follow only
Yeah,
mode.
a lot of people
Yeah.
would click on follow just to get the ability to chat, and it would skyrocket for him. So it'd be kind of a win-win, I think. There'd be a little less traffic and a lot more followers, and it'd be good for him. If you put it in pay-only mode, it's hard to predict, right? We've seen there's a gigantic market for free. There always is. You know, when I made
Oddly
furniture as a hobby, there were people lined out around the corner wanting free shit. You know, doesn't mean I had a potential business on my hands. Back to him. If you put it in sub-only mode and it costs $5 a month to be able to chat, I don't know which way it would go. You know, there'd be a lot of people who paid $5 for that, but there'd be a lot of people who just go to another stream.
Mm-hmm. But I would like to see his subscriber numbers. I mean, it's none of my business, of course, but
I'm curious.
I'm curious as to what they would be. And here's the thing, Kyle, you mentioned, would a lot of people be interested if their votes don't count? That's already true the way it is now.
I see.
If you watch them try to actually play the game, it's I watch it because, and a lot of people are saying I don't get the appeal, and I personally don't get the appeal as well, but when you actually watch and you see just how many people, I'm watching right now, they introduce an anarchy and democracy system, which and then that adds another layer of chat spam. He's enticing people to chat more and more and more with a whole new dynamic. But if you see all the people up, left, A, all of it, I watched them last night. I was just watching them idly. I think for 20 minutes they were in one Pokemon fight. They were fighting one guy that had one Pokemon, and they almost killed all their old Pokemon because it is essentially randomness at this point.
Well, I mean, as far as we were talking about the advertising for Twitch potentially, look at the front page of Reddit right now. It's covered in it.
Oh, my front page is customized. Let me see.
Let's see. I'm at the non-account front page.
Need to go to the all front page, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, all. Oh, let's see. I don't.
I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
The letters.
What do you mean? The letters.
Scroll down a bit. I don't see it now. It was just here a second ago. Like those letters, like WASD, like those letters were all on the front page. Like that's all it was. It was just the letter A. And that was like 3,000 upvotes, and then it was the letter W, and it was just a picture of those letters, like they had completely filled the front page with it.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you?
They must have taken it down. It was from Circle Jerk.
Oh, well, that's that then.
Anyway, the guy's got an amazingly successful thing. He's making the kind of money that could grease the slides for him for the rest of life. That's how I look at this money stuff, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, I have money, I could get this car. I have money, I could get this thing, I could get that. I'm like, I don't want those things. I want life to be on cruise control from here on forward. Mm-hmm. And this guy, I think, is headed toward there.
Yeah. He says that he's interested in automating other games to do this to other games as well. And I'm wondering what other games are there where this would work, where this kind of simple input.
I have an idea. I should totally do it.
Is it Minecraft?
No.
Oh. Because I was going to sue Woody because I thought of the Minecraft one, but it would probably be too complicated. What was yours?
I don't want to say it on the stream. I'm going to go extras on this. This idea is so amazing that if I tell someone else, they might not properly capitalize and donate enough to charity afterwards. This idea is so fantastic.
You're going to give away 90% of what you get from this?
I'm taking the 99% pledge, provided that I make 500 million a year on it.
He's dead. Stop beating him.
If I make $500 million a year, then I will donate 1% of that. No, I will live on 1% of it. That's the pledge. But it triggers at 500 million. That's the pledge that we heard.
Can you just type it in the chat? Can you type it in the chat? I really want to know what it is.
Yeah, I can do that.
Let me guess.
And because you two didn't believe in Sam's dream, you will not be on his space yacht with me. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that works out, and he does make the 500 million.
Because you're the
game
good guy.
idea?
I do like that game idea. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's great. Oh
That's a
yeah,
great
that's
idea.
great.
Yeah.
That is good.
That's
very...
awesome.
Okay, What if you did an automated Let's Play of you would have to get the game early, but South Park: The Stick of Truth is coming out, and that's a turn-based RPG, a la Final Fantasy. Could you automate games like Final Fantasy? And if so, you could do that to South Park: Stick of Truth, and then you could have a modern Twitch Let's Plays South Park: Stick of Truth.
Yeah, I like that.
Give me 25% of your
If
idea.
you
Whoever's
think
smart enough
Reddit
to actually
likes
write the code.
Pokemon, get South Park involved. Then you'll
Mhm.
see. I like this idea.
Or Final Fantasy, proof of concept Final Fantasy. You can probably automate Final, because the earlier ones at least. That's a
Before this
rather
video goes up,
simplistic.
I'm registering a bunch of Twitch channels. After we finish tonight, don't even
StarCraft?
try it, guys. We thought of it first.
Could you do
Okay,
StarCraft?
so could you do StarCraft?
I don't
we'd
know
have to-
how I
Wings
do
could be
that.
the one on that because
with
he's
the
a professional
selection and the
StarCraft
micro.
player.
Yeah, Wings.
I think Wings represented the United States in a some sort of Olympic StarCraft event, right?
I don't know about that, but he told us last night he was a professional StarCraft player.
He said on PKA before that he did that. Don't you remember? He did.
Yeah, that was well before my time, but I was aware of the stigma surrounding Wings as a professional StarCraft player. I had known that was one of his many accolades in life that he's accrued.
I think he plays a Zerg. That's all I'm aware of.
I know nothing about StarCraft. I know tiny bits about StarCraft. I'm not a player though.
I would like. It looks like the kind of game that would be an all-encompassing addiction for me.
That's it.
If I got into it.
Sometimes I pick games, right? Like I could pick up BioShock Infinite and know exactly what I'm getting. I'm going to get a storyline. I'm going to have some fun. It's going to be a little bit like Borderlands, and like you kind of follow through a thing. I played the other two BioShocks. I get what's coming. To get into League of Legends or to get into StarCraft or World of Warcraft is going to be a gigantic time commitment. And people who watch these things typically want to watch people who know what they're doing. So saying, Lefty, why don't you pick up League of Legends? People would watch. Lefty, why don't you become a chess grandmaster? Do that. I want to see you do that.
Well, I am a grandmaster already.
I didn't even see that.
I have that one down. I got that one. So now we just need to get to the chess part of it.
I didn't. That was not an intentional setup.
I was a little slow at getting that one.
Yeah.
I guess I'm truly not a racist at heart because it took me a moment to get that one. I was like,
I guess
am
I
I
am
not
a
getting a
racist.
joke? This doesn't happen.
I got it immediately. I
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. But yeah, the reason I don't pick up some of these games is I feel like to be competitive at them. I think even COD's kind of that way. You can get a 1 KD in COD and be kind of a casual, but if you want to get games where you go 40-2, then you probably need to play a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Probably need to know what you're doing, and that's getting more true, I think, as the entire population gets more experienced and the class loadouts get more complicated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what? I'm looking at Steam right now.
Is anybody excited about the next Call of Duty?
No. It's
Yeah, no, not really.
the next one, the one that
No
Sledgehammer's
one?
making. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, the next one's coming out. Yeah. Nothing. I'm afraid. Nothing.
I'm confused.
I don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All
Well,
I know.
I mean, we know there's going to be one. We just don't know anything.
Yeah, there's
about
going to
it.
be one. We know that it's not by Treyarch; it's by Sledgehammer. And
Oh, so Treyarch gets first crack at the 3-year development cycle. Is that it? Right?
I
Because
don't know
Treyarch's getting another year because they would be next man up for 2014.
I guess when you look at it in that regard, right? Treyarch.
I'll buy the next Treyarch Call of Duty. I'll buy that.
I mean, I might buy them all, but when you talk about excitement and stuff, I don't know. People have probably heard me. There are people who like COD Ghosts who are probably done with listening to me say, I've never been turned off by COD until this year. But there we are. And then there's another thing, too. This is going to come off like a WoodyCraft advertisement. But I see the appeal of playing a game like that. One, you're not constantly measured. You're not constantly like on edge about stack ranking and things like you are in COD. The other thing is there's a community, right? Like, you know the Cheers song, like, where everybody knows your name. There are a lot of people, like regulars at WoodyCraft, who've like made a name for themselves, and it doesn't matter what the game type. Like there's a Skyblock community, there's a Sky Wars community, there's a Factions Fire and a Factions Ice communities. And when people log in, it's like, oh, here's this guy, I like him, or here's this guy, he's my heated rival. You don't get that in COD. In COD, everybody's random. There's no community other than like silence and insults. That's all that exists in there. No one is like, hey, it's Lefty, I ran into you yesterday. That doesn't happen. That, like, well, it happens to you maybe and me, but like to everyone who normally plays COD, there's no sense.
Really ultra rare. It's happened to me like 3 times in my hundreds and hundreds of hours of playtime. You're like, hey, I know those guys.
Yeah, right? Like, oh, there's that guy. It's not a thing. And one thing I like about like Minecraft or WoodyCraft in particular is you go there and like, you know, you're that guy that built the great castle, or you're that guy that you know has all those creeper spawners, or you know you're that guy, and people know you, and there's some sort of community, and I feel like I see that on YouTube too. You know, a couple of years ago, being an amazing COD player was like a thing that people were really drawn towards. Now they're mostly drawn towards like people who are playing together and having fun in a group environment, and you know that's that.
Yeah, but and that's another thing. Minecraft is another one of those games. At least for me, people asked, you know, why don't you stream Minecraft? And you know, why don't you stream Minecraft with Woody? And just like people say, well, go pick up League of Legends. Lots of people like to watch that, and it's like, I don't know enough about the game to be able to either be good at it to the point of being entertained or being able to entertain people with it, or to be able to cruise control while I'm playing the game and then be entertaining in other ways. To be able to say, okay, well, I know how the game works in this way, so I'm going to set the cruise control on that, and then I can talk about other things, interact with the chat, or
you would end up streaming a tutorial from Woody on how to play Minecraft.
And that's how it was. I started for a while and I stopped because I was hindering the group effort because I had no idea what I was doing. They were like, "Oh, do this." I don't know how to do that. I have no clue what that is, how to get there, or what the commands are.
I was surprised by how deep Minecraft is, right? Like COD gets kind of deep now with the class setups and the strategies and things. Like the way that the pros operate, you know, there's a lot going on there and tactically. But Minecraft is way deeper than COD. You know, the sorts of things that get involved in your base building and your fighting strategy. The fighting in Minecraft is more complicated than all of COD, and the fighting in Minecraft is 5% of it. You know, the base building, the cannon building, the strategies, the claiming, the alts, the creeper spawner construction, the AFK grinders, the farms, the things that to become a master at Minecraft is such a difficult task. And I'm lucky because I'm in a spot where people teach me so much. You know, they'll teach me because they want me to address something on the server, or they'll teach me just because they have a fondness for me. So I'm constantly like drinking from a fire hose in terms of Minecraft learning. But it's a deep game, deeper than, you know, COD is. But what I was saying is I feel like before my overarching thing is the gaming movement. And when I think about Titanfall, if there's any weakness in Titanfall's armor, to me, it's not the gameplay. I think the gameplay is better than COD. You know, I think it's more complicated. There's a better skill gap thing there. It's really cool. If it's not the gameplay, I wonder if they're building the game that we all really wish we had in 2012. If they're building the best shooter out there ever that's been made so far. But in 2014, what people really want is like DayZ or Gary's Mod or Minecraft or something that's a little more community based than randoms shooting each other.
Oh, I see exactly what you're saying. You know what? That is a very interesting point. I don't know. I still want to.
No, I want some random killing every now and then.
Yeah, but
my main complaint from what I've seen from Titanfall, not enough gore.
I want that mech to grab a person and pull them apart. I want
Yeah,
that to
that's
happen.
true.
I want
There might be stuff like that in the full release.
I
because
want
they
to
haven't-
pull a pilot out of his mech and throw him and like impale him onto something, like so his buddies can see.
so his buddies can see how I
Right.
dominate.
Just
Yeah.
grab
So I can
pilots,
send a
stick
message
them
to
on a
everybody
pike.
else.
And that is a new game type. That's a game type right there.
Oh, how
have to pull
awesome
the
would
other
that
pilot
be?
out, throw it on a spike. That's and you know, first team to like 5 would win. That would be
Yeah,
badass.
right. Picture like 10 pikes in front of like your base.
Yeah.
And you have to kill the guy, grab his corpse off the ground, stick him on a spike, and then go after another one.
I was imagining imagine a basketball court, and instead of goals on each side, there were five spikes coming out of the wall.
I was too, but more of like a wilderness fort with spikes lining the front of the door.
Gotcha. Yeah, that works.
Same concept though.
I want this.
My
You guys are brutal.
my father-in-law, he's dead now, but he was in the Korean War, and the Americans would get robbed all the time. Right? The Koreans would come, they'd go to the base, even like the South Koreans, the friendly ones, and they just take stuff and live off of it, right? Because there's war and poverty and disease. But the Turks, I think it was the Turkish people, the Turks that were there, whenever they got robbed, they'd kill the guy, they'd cut their head off, and they'd put on a spike outside camp. And in no time at all, no one robbed them. They all robbed the Americans, yeah. And he was like, that's what we should have been doing. We should have had a collection of heads on top. We would catch them and let them go. They'd steal, I don't know, I'll make it up, like MREs. That's meals ready to eat food. They'd steal food from the American base, and then they'd catch them red-handed. They'd take all the food and send them off with nothing. And to them, they're like, oh, well, that was like a tie. I got nothing. There's two. Whenever I play this game, I either win or tie. So let's play all the time. But if you played against the Turks, you'd lose sometimes. And
And it was game over.
yeah, it's game over. So anyway, that somehow our Titanfall spike reminded me of my father-in-law's story.
All right, so we're gonna have. I don't know exactly. Lefty, I'm gonna let you help me with my PC build. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do this, but I think we should transition this into the PKA plays videos.
The stuff we talked about last night, where we had a discussion on because we've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
The idea of all four of us, Woody, Kyle, Wings, and myself playing a game. Well, Wings for the first 30 minutes until he gets angry and quits. And then it's the three of us, and maybe somebody else. Maybe we'll have just a reserve guy, like a bench player coming. Like, oh, that's the Wings.
Yeah,
That's the
Wings drop.
tap
Let's
out.
sub in Merca.
Yeah, there you go. We've been talking about it for a while, but it's never happened. I think we all knew that the Left 4 Dead 2 thing wasn't going to happen, and I'm proud of that because I didn't want to get my ass kicked.
Let's do it.
No, you and Chiz are not going to poop on me and Wings. That's not going to happen. I can't allow that.
We'll give you guys the AI. They're really helpful.
No, they're not. They are not.
They actually really are.
Are they in Left 4 Dead 2?
Yeah, you know what it is? The AI, like their entire mission seems to be helping the other players and letting them know where to go and stuff. So if you're hurt, they give you their health packs. Whereas when I play with other people, they're like, haha, look at you, you're hurt. Sometimes you get healed, but by and large, they're like, yeah, I'll be needing that soon, so I'm keeping it.
But last night we were involved in a call when we were talking about rescheduling this PK and then just when we record in general. But I think there was a serious push that I think we all decided or that we were like, you know what? Yeah, I think this is finally a time we've actually talked about it and laid the foundation for what we want to do for PKA plays. But what we need now are a list of games that we could play or make Wings play.
Yes.
To get him upset. I think first one should be Civilization. First off, make him play that.
Huh?
But we do need a list of games. That was a joke. Because Wings doesn't like Civilization, right? He was the one that.
No, it's Woody. It's Woody that doesn't like it because I.
What?
Oh,
No, please. I am the Bobby Fischer of Civilizations, and Kyle beat me one time, and now he thinks he's on my level.
So He got taken out in like the year 1400 BC.
That means it's less significant.
That's
like,
15 moves.
Our players ran into each other. We had like the same character. It was like a 50-50 shot on which guy wins. His guy won
and
the
Woody
coin
didn't
toss.
know that I moved to the hill so I could get extra attack damage. Woody tried to attack me on the hill. He failed, and he lost. Totally outplayed him.
He acts like he beat the Bobby Fischer of Civilizations.
Well, no, it wasn't that one fight, because then I allowed you to survive for a little while.
No, you didn't. That was it. I had like one character on the map, and we bumped into each other in the first 10 moves. And that's how it ended.
Well, I've beaten you a couple of times then.
That's not even true.
Yeah, I did that to you, I think, and then we immediately, because since it was over so fast, we
you're just
reloaded and played
inventing
again.
shit. This didn't actually happen.
Yeah, maybe I beat you 5 or 6 times.
You guys might
that's
not
what
be
it was.
aware of just like the cocktail of drugs that Kyle takes before the show. The barbiturates, the pot, the coke, the Adderall, the heroin, the meth, the angel dust, the LCD,
The LCD.
LCD.
Is that my screen?
What is that one?
LSD.
LSD. Yeah, LSD, the coke, the cocktail.
I'm pretty sure I have video evidence somewhere. I think I can go back on KLM 5986 and see if I can unprivate. I just did air quotes. A few videos.
Go ahead, because you're not going to find more than one. It only happened one time.
Dozens of times.
What was the thing they took on Wolf of Wall Street?
I haven't seen it yet.
The drug? Oh, you haven't seen that?
Or the Quaaludes?
Quaaludes, I think that might have been it. Yeah. They were like Quaalude connoisseurs of some sort. But yeah, PKA Let's Plays, I think we're getting more serious about making that actually happen. And we'll play
what would be your vote for the first game?
Like a 4-person co-op game, I honestly think Left 4 Dead would be fun.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That was my first. I picked Left 4 Dead not because I've never played it. I would have to get some practice in, and I think you guys would be dragging me along. But I know the basic premise, and I think I could pick it up fairly quickly.
Left 4 Dead is a game where like you're kind of supposed to win, right? Like everybody makes it to the end, unless you're playing on expert mode. It kind of like BioShock. Did you win at BioShock?
Yeah, I'm the hardest.
Of course you won, right? You're supposed to win at BioShock. In BioShock, when I fight the bad guy and die, he doesn't gain energy in the meanwhile. I can die 30 times until I wear him
Just
down.
keep coming back.
Just keep coming back.
I'll be right back to whip your ass a little more.
You come back. Now you're at 15% power. Let's do this.
Although you do lose money. It costs money, the Vita Chamber or whatever.
Yeah. You're gonna win.
Money is scarce. I don't know if you played BioShock Infinite. Money is scarce throughout that game. That's neither here nor there, though. I think Left 4 Dead would be good because it's something I think we'd all enjoy, and I think it's something that would be enjoyable to watch as well. And I guess what we're thinking is like we would all record our video and upload it on our channels. I'll put it on my FPS gaming channel, and we'd all upload our parts, and then the PKA audience would just open all 4 videos and watch all 4 at the same time and just mute 3 out of the 4 audios.
What was I going to say? We might want to build a website that does that. Like,
that'd be cool.
Like if you just for fun while we're doing this, go to kickasscrew.tv.
Okay.
There, I linked it. Hopefully that works.
I'm there. Ooh. Okay, so this is like a permanent multi-stream.
Yeah. So when I stream, I direct people to kickasscrew.tv, and it's exactly that. They mute 3 of them, and usually there's 4. So in this case, they mute 2 of them, but they can watch all 3 at the same time, and that's how I do my live streams. I play with a couple other guys, and usually they listen to my audio because I don't run ads. Like I don't know. I don't run ads. I don't need any money. So so the other guys run their ads, and they listen to my audio all the way through, and you know that's how we do it. We could do something like this, like a PKA Plays or something, and you know, they could just like watch all the videos at one time.
That's perfect. That would be really fucking cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool too.
And I was thinking, like, I don't feel like we necessarily have to beat these games. I think we should just, get like 4 hour, 3 or 4 hours of footage and then spread it out over the week, a video or two a day, and then, move to a new game the next week.
You know what else would work? Minecraft minigames would work too.
Yeah.
They're-
Though we
they're-
cannot jump straight into Minecraft because the hate would be so fucking strong. We'll make Minecraft the third game we play.
Yeah,
Let's do
but
that.
the minigames in particular, they don't take any like real knowledge or ramp up or anything like that. You can just jump in, play them. Like there's one called Spleef, and pretty much I try to dig a hole under you while you're walking around, and you do it to me. You've
Oh, okay.
You've learned the rules, and we can party up, get in the same game, and there'd be all this like fun trying to be the last guy who didn't fall through a hole. I won't go on about that, but Minecraft, we got a bunch of mini games that we could play. Left 4 Dead, I like. Civilizations actually would work.
I would like to do that a lot. That's the kind of game where I feel like I can study and become a better player, and I would like that. I like the idea of like me cramming for the test harder than you guys would, and like
You know what else would work? Although
taking
not
it
for
way too
4?
seriously to be fun.
What might be fun is chess or checkers.
Oh, well, checkers has no skill, and I'm
It doesn't?
piss poor at chess. It's
Oh.
a basic. Checkers has about as much skill as tic-tac-toe. Once you know basically what to do, I think you can always get a stalemate or.
I believe there are checker players out there that would beat me every single time.
Well, yeah, if they're a professional
Professional
chess
checker
checker player, I'm like trying to even. I've never even said those words. I don't want to come out in that word. My mouth's like, no, that's wrong, and my brain's like, no, seriously.
Professional checkers players is a thing that we wanted to say. Could we do something like Arma 3? Could we all like just play a multiplayer game, perhaps not co-op towards any specific goal, but we're all just kind of playing the game?
Is there not a? Oh yeah. Is there a way?
There are goals.
About Arma 3.
I mean, there are goals. There are a lot of game modes for Arma 3, and there's some because it's supposed to be a war simulator. But I'm a big fan of the Wasteland stuff, and that's more of just a
Survival type.
yeah,
thing?
it's more of like a survival thing. Guns are more apparent. I mean, it's not like DayZ where guns are scarce. It's a lot easier, relatively speaking, to get yourself armed. In fact, you even spawn in with a gun. But it's it's like quick action with some basic RPG elements of you gearing up yourself and then trying to take over bases and stuff. And they've got little missions where little AI controlled bases pop up, and you have to go. You're dispatched to go get and kill all the AI there, and then there's loot there that you can get and stuff like that. So it could be fun again over time for a longer play session to do something like that. There's also like strict RPG stuff where you are in a character and they want you to play the game as though you are a character. I don't really understand how that works. There's a guy that streams it on Twitch once in a while, and he gets like 12,000 live concurrent viewers. Apparently, people really enjoy it. I just don't understand it, like at all. I've tried, very quickly, but it's tough for me to get a handle on it. So if you want to explain it to me, please feel free. But I don't understand. I think it's called Altice Life or something. They put life after it, so it's like an RPG thing. So that's that. Anything else? We had some other games in our head last night, Kyle. Did we not? What were we thinking? I don't remember. Oh no, Kyle left. What
just
happened
lost
to Kyle's
Kyle.
internet?
Well, shucks, Kyle.
What happened? I tried to hand it off to him, and he wasn't there. And I was
He
like,
just
Kyle, you leave me hanging, bro.
dropped- I was leaving you hanging too. You know what I'm doing? I'm registering pkaplays.com
Oh, okay.
so that no one else will.
Ah, that's good. We gotta. Maybe that's why Sam wasn't giving out ideas on the stream. Maybe that's why. Maybe we shouldn't beat that dead horse so much. Maybe there's something to that.
Poor Sam.
Yeah. It was all that the stuff earlier. I think I guess we have to say it's in fun. It's in jest. We're not we're not really trying to be dicks, I guess.
No, it just comes naturally. It comes without thought.
Right? Yeah. Just oh man, I'm just kind of a
Yeah,
dick.
I can do it so effortlessly.
I just default to dick. That is my thing. So, it'd be great if we had a third host here to help when something like this happens. But Flogging Molly must put on a hell of a damn show. I got to say that. He's got to be done by now, right? It's almost 10. It's almost 10 damn 30. The show started at 7.
I'm sure the show ended a long time ago.
Wings better be drunk.
I
Or
don't.
getting massive amounts of punani. He better have organized some kind of threesome with another hot lady at the House of Blues in Myrtle Beach. He better have picked him up, and he better now be just going to town on some ladies. Here's to you, Wings. I hope you did very well. I will be sitting here in a couple of days with my Titan Black, ready to build my new PC.
Won't that
Well,
be
not
fun?
not ready to build it, but I'll have the graphics card.
What do you have now in your PC as a graphics card?
I have an MSI 4GB GTX 680.
Oh, you're in good shape. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good shape.
I like it, and I also got Adobe Premiere. I did the cloud thing, the Creative Cloud,
Right.
and I'm starting. I just figured out, like, I'm trying to get acclimated to Adobe Premiere. I just did 1 month of one thing because I wanted to see would it be worth it to pay monthly for Adobe Premiere. For those of you that don't know, Adobe has their entire creative suite on the cloud available for a monthly fee. For one thing, for one program, I think it's $20 a month with no commitment. And it's less than that if you have a 1-year commitment. And then if you want the entire suite, it's $49.99 a month with a 1-year commitment.
Have you rendered anything yet?
I have.
Was it fast?
It was fast. I was surprised because I do have my GPU is recognized by Adobe Premiere and they have the GPU accelerated rendering. The playback is much better than Sony Vegas with the GPU rendering. And rendering in 1080, I'm rendering at about double time.
Yeah, if you I'm hoping this is Kyle texting me. He's texting me a picture that demonstrates how he's not on the internet at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why he's getting Google Fiber. You know what? That will make it better when they get Google Fiber at his girlfriend's house. His connections to the show will be more reliable. That's a good thing. But yeah, it was Adobe Premiere. It's a good bit faster rendering 1080p than Sony Vegas.
Certain things are going to be way faster. Like if you do you do color correction on your videos?
No.
Oh.
But I not right now, not for what I'm doing because I was rendering out a portion of my stream.
Okay.
So I've got my face cam in there, and I'm like, oh man, if I try to color correct it, it's going to color correct everything, my face included.
They won't know that you're white, which is paramount.
Exactly. I don't want people to get confused that I might be something else. So.
Yeah, when you do the fast color corrector, by the way, burn that in. Fast color corrector, that's the one that I think you should use.
Okay.
You'll find that like with and without a GPU is night and day. That's
really,
yeah. All of them render pretty quickly, without any add-ons. But when you sharpen it and throw on a fast color corrector, the GPU swallows that stuff up and doesn't add any time. The difference for me is literally like 45 minutes versus 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
so if you render out one video without color correction or anything, what will it take?
Well, of course that's a big there's a lot of variables into that. But if I had to render out a video without color correction, without anything, it might take like 7 minutes. And then I throw that in with the GPU and it might take 8. I throw all that in without a GPU and it might take 50.
Okay.
Yeah,
right. And that's what I've noticed on when I do color correction on my vlogs, rendering it in Sony Vegas in 1080p, the color correction quadruples the time, the render time sometimes.
Yep. And that to me is the magic of Premiere. I like that it's more reliable. I like that it's good in a lot of ways, and I like that every now and then I use the whole suite. Like Adobe Audition does Like, well, you're an audio expert, but you'd probably go in there and deal with all the compression and, what are they called? The gates and the things like that. When you are in the Adobe suite, you get some really amazing stuff. Like After Effects is amazing. Audition is amazing. I'm not an expert on how to use all these tools, but if you get that suite, then you have them all at your fingertips. So that I use a little bit, but what I use a lot is just GPU rendering. Well, used to use a lot.
Yeah, but it's really cool, and it does have some downsides. It's not as the user interface is not as friendly as Sony Vegas, or intuitive, I should say. Not that it's not friendly, but like for instance, Sony Vegas's pan and crop and zoom feature is a lot more intuitive than I've found. Maybe I just haven't gotten deep enough into the software yet than Premiere's, and that's just a fact. And it's something I'll have to deal with if I do decide to make the switch, because I still haven't ruled out buying Sony Vegas Pro 12.
Pan zoom crop, I actually like Premiere more, and I'm kind of an expert at both. In Mail Monday, something I do is I take an image, I resize it, and then I shift it from the center of the screen to the corner, so I have it slide, and I have it change sizes while it slides.
Ooh.
So, and that little task is something I've done 1,000 times. So it's like, if I'm an expert at anything in video production, it's moving that freaking image from the center to the corner.
And making it resize as it's going.
Yeah. And Premiere does it easier, or more easily, and it does it nicer. Like, the final product is less jittery. The words are easier to read during the slide. Like, they get, like, there's jagged letters and stuff on Vegas, whereas there are smooth, nice letters on Premiere. But what I don't like about Premiere, and I don't know if this is a topic that people love, but what I don't like about Premiere is the zooming in the timeline. I use the timeline a lot. I'm not one of those, like, keyboard, comma, dot, like, cut and pasters. And on Vegas, I use I think it's the wheel, the scroll wheel on your mouse.
Yeah, it's the mouse wheel.
It just zooms in and out on so that you can look at a couple frames or a couple hours. And on Premiere, you grab the scroll bar at the bottom and make it wider and shorter. And I just find that not to be as cool.
Well, if you do get back, when we do PKA plays and Woody gets back to being a render machine again, where he's got to render a bunch of stuff out. This is because that exact thing. I was like, oh man, I like Sony Vegas's the scroll wheel. You zoom in. Now in Adobe Premiere, the scroll wheel defaults to moving you forward or backward on the timeline. But if you hold Alt and then scroll the wheel, you zoom in and out. That becomes the functionality.
Really?
Alt down. Yep.
Yeah.
I found that out. So, I was like, when I found that, I was like, oh, thank you so much.
That's great. So, man, I need more Premiere users in my life. When I was a computer programmer, I used a program called VI to edit all my files. VI is insanely complicated as a text editor. But once you become an expert, a power user, it's you can really do things faster than you can in, like, Nano or whatever it is.
Nano. Yes.
People who are experts at VI are held in regard in some circles because they can do shit that's fast and the regular expressions, and it's cool. And I use VI my whole career, and every so often I'd bump into another VI user, and we'd, like, trade our little power tricks, and they're like, you have no idea how you just improved my life. You have no idea how you just improved mine. Like, I didn't know that was a thing, and
that probably made your day when something in VI was revealed to you, and you were like,
yes. Oh, yeah. And, you cross-pollinate on these little secrets that you figured out. So it'd be cool if we did that on Premiere.
All right. So, yeah. So now we have to do PKA plays now.
Yeah.
Just so that you have a reason to use Adobe Premiere more and more often.
I've got one for you. You probably know it, but it took me a little bit to figure out. When you've got, like, like 7 items on the timeline, and you want to cut them all? So you hit C to put it in cut mode. Right. And if you hold Shift, it cuts them all at one time.
Oh, I did not know that. Because I had just gotten the program. So
yeah, so like for me, at the end of my video, I would have, like, a song and then, like, a background and then, like, a couple videos embedded in it that I'd sometimes drop annotations on. And those videos embedded in, of course, they never ended at the right time. You just cut them off when you decide that's how long the video is supposed to be. And you'd hit Shift, C, shift, and then it would just cut the whole thing, and then you can select the area, hit delete, and now all of your timelines end at the same time.
Ah, okay. I'll
Yeah.
have to do that. Is batch rendering a thing? I know we're focusing on this, but it's just the two of us, and we're nerdgasming about Adobe Premiere. Is batch rendering easy or hard?
So people who are experts at batch rendering say that it is easy, that it is far more powerful than Vegas's batch rendering. So in Vegas, as you know, you like set up a bunch of, I think they're regions or something, and then you have it export the regions separately, and it just goes. On Premiere, you kind of like make the project and then export it and say like, all right, as the project was at this point in time, instead of what are the two options? There's like export and maybe render. I forget the other.
There's export, and then there's queue. You can queue it.
Queue. That's what I'm looking for. So if you queue it, then it sends it to another program to be batch rendered, and then you can just sit there and hit play on all of them and wake up in the morning and they're all done.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to play around more and more. I'm liking it for some things. I think if I spend more and more time with it, it might be something I stick with. And then I have to, because using Photoshop for making thumbnails, I've got to do that because I use Sony Vegas to make my thumbnails, and it shows because they're bad.
That's an area I never really thrived in. Like I feel like as a video maker, the thumbnail is critically important. And back in the day, like if you go back to like 2009, people didn't even make thumbnails, right? They just
Right.
at best they might choose which part in the game. You get those three choices.
Yeah.
And then people started making thumbnails with like some sort of branding on them. Like if you see one of my thumbnails, you probably know like, hey, that's a Woody video, right? Like the Wife Wednesday with that woman from like the trucker mud flap.
Yeah. Mail
And,
Monday and the yellow and
yeah, with the me on the stamp and stuff. And even if it wasn't one of those, like maybe I'm talking about the Xbox, I would have like a signature kind of like black and orange thing, or for a while I did blue and orange, and you'd know like that was a Woody video. But what people do now is like they make way better than that. Like they have their own faces on there embedded into like game characters, or just I don't know. They make really good thumbnails. You can see they put almost as much effort into their thumbnails as they do the video. And if I were to get seriously into YouTube hoping to make a living off of that, I would need to step up my Photoshop game.
yeah, I did.
It's critical.
Yeah. So $49.99 if you want access to the entire Photoshop or the entire Adobe suite. $49.99 for a year commitment. I think it's 70 something a month if you just want to pay month by month.
If you're a student, or if you happen to run a homeschool, there are significant educational discounts.
Because I was looking at that too, because I was like, oh, what do I pay for Sony Vegas? And it's like, they want $800 for that son of a. And then
Is your
there's the
girlfriend a
educational
student?
one. No, not right now.
Okay.
I gotta find a way. Maybe there's websites where they're not very good at checking. I'll have to see if I
Yeah.
can get my hands on a student edition, because I want to pay for it, but $800 for a suite is, at least for Sony Vegas, the entire Adobe suite is much more than that. But that's not something I can do right now. But I do want to pay for it, so I guess for now I'll just go month to month, and then hopefully, as we near 100K subscribers, if that starts to tumble on itself and snowball, then $800 won't be a big expenditure. It'll be a nice investment.
Subscribe to Lefty. The man needs Photoshop.
Yes, subscribe. I think I'm 1,400 subscribers away from 100,000.
Nice.
Almost there. I just want it, and I don't even need the silver play button or the whatever it is, the B&H photo and video gift card. I don't need it. I'll take it, but just the 100,000. I want to see 100,000 subscribers. And I know you can do it with Inspect Element now, but I want it to be legitimate. And I want to be able, because that's something that will, well, until people start unsubscribing, will be something for a while that I can say, I did this, I hit this landmark, this is something that only a relatively small amount of people have hit, and that can never be taken away from me. At least in the moment can't be taken away from me. Of course, the number can be taken away. But I really want to.
Yeah, dude, I totally understand. Like, I'm having a hard time not being a douche in this way. But when I hit 1 million, I felt the same thing. It was like,
How dare you not be proud of hitting 1 million subscribers, Woody? When I only have 100,000. What? Oh my goodness!
it's the YouTube version of an Oscar, right? And you know, it's not commonly hit, and it was like, wow, I did a thing.
Do you still have the image? Do you have the 1 million image? Do you have it somewhere?
I
Or did
don't
somebody send it to
actually,
you?
but I have the giant plaque. You
Oh
know,
well,
that they send
that
you.
also, I think that one is better than the other.
But yeah, it's I remember that the night I did it, I wanted to do it on a live stream, and everyone started unsubbing so that I wouldn't end my live stream, and I was like, guys, like I give up, you know, like why are you always assholes?
I just want to hit this one. This one's important.
right? You know, like they're subbing. I'm like 50 away. I'm 100 away. I'm 200 away. I'm like, really? And they're in the chat, like, unsub. That way he won't stop streaming. Unsub. It's just like, why are you people always against me?
Yeah, it's easy to think that when you know, when all you see is that. But you know, it'd be really cool if I try not to pimp my own stuff all the time. I believe. It's not that I wouldn't be allowed, but I try to err. Some people ask, you know, why don't you sell yourself more on PKA and all that stuff? And my approach is, if I'm going to err, I'm going to err on the side of not seeming like I'm disingenuous in being part of the show. Where it's like, oh yeah, I want to be part of the show and make a good show, but I also want subscribers from it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm a part of the show first and hopefully entertaining sometimes, but I want that to be first, and then my personal business comes later, and
It's
so I don't
important.
promote myself enough a lot.
I was watching Netflix.com /Woody on my free month, thinking about how you don't want to appear as a sellout.
Right.
And then I hopped on WoodyCraft.net, played for a while.
And then you offloaded it to your NVIDIA Shield.
Yeah. And then sucked down some Gamma Labs, used Woody for $5 or 5% or something, and thought, I'll never do that.
I'll never be that guy.
I'll never be that
guy. No, do I do that? No, I don't do that. As I pick up my Scuff controller
Coupon code Woody
to play some Call of Duty, and yeah. But if you guys do want to go subscribe, it's youtube.com/leftox. I'm hoping to hit 100K before Titanfall comes out. Not for any particular reason, but just I think, that's a date that's in the near future, but it's not tomorrow, so it's kind of reasonable. So that's the date I have in my head, where it's like, you know what, if I could have 100,000 subscribers when I start putting out 1080p Titanfall videos and doing streams like that, that would be cool.
I think you will. I think
And
you
then
will.
we'll see. We'll go from there.
And maybe the PKA plays thing will be the cross pollination thing that also helps.
Yeah, that would be really cool, and it would help everybody. And I don't want this to be like when Wings is gone they bash on him, because I don't want this to seem like I'm bashing Wings, but I think sometimes Wings needs people to just grab him and push him places. Like, no, you do this because this is good for you, and this will help you in the long run. And I think Wings has been dancing around the idea of PKA plays, and he knows what PKA plays is an avenue to helping everybody that's a part of it, and helping his channel, and allowing him to do this for longer and longer, another year at least. And he just has trouble getting there. I mean, we had a group chat going some time ago, and Wings asked for ideas about growing his channel, and I said, Wings, you're like in the meeting phase of a project at a business. You have endless meetings about growing your YouTube channel, but you don't have action. You know exactly how to grow your channel. Wings knows. Wings is a smart guy. He knows how to grow his channel and how to help himself, but getting to that stage where he actually executes. For many people, that's an issue. That's not just a Wings issue.
I was gonna say, I bet there's
all the
people
time.
listening to this who, if they're honest with themselves or critical with themselves, say, you know what? Sometimes I spend a lot of time figuring out why I can't do a thing. You know, meanwhile, there's someone else out there figuring out how he can. And, you know, if you watch Wings, and I don't mean to dog on him too much, he will often say, like, oh, I can't do this. People will do that. Or I won't do this because I have this issue. We were coming up with times for when PKA would happen. And he's like, oh, 11 a.m. or 12 p.m., you know, lunchtime. Sometimes I sleep in past that. And you're like, really? You know, you can't modify your sleep schedule to get up by lunchtime. That's craziness. Everybody can do that. You know, we've had issues with sleep schedule at 8 p.m. with him. There's no time in which he's always going to be awake because and if you've had this job, you've probably done this. Your sleep schedule gets so out of whack, it comes back full circle to in you know, you're good again.
Yeah,
like,
just keep live streaming. Eventually, you'll be going to bed at 9, 10 o'clock again.
yeah, right? Like you go to bed at 3 a.m., you go to bed at 5 a.m., you go to bed at 9 a.m., until eventually you go to bed at 9 p.m., and you're good. You know, you're a whole day older or younger or something, but you've circled back around. That happens, I think, to everyone in this gig. But, you know, to say like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do something, I can't do what else. Be critical with yourself and figure out if that's really the case, because, you know, you might be way more successful at everything you do if you figure out how to make it win, how to make it achieve, how to make it go, instead of why it wouldn't.
And I think this PKA place thing is Wings has been dancing around the idea for a while, and he knows. But I think if we are the trendsetters, to steal a metaphor from Woody, if we are the ones that are pulling the train, and while the rest of the train is just Wings, not in terms of viewership, but in terms of like actually, okay, let's set this all up and let's do it, and it's already all you have to do is just be a part of it. I think that could be tremendously helpful to all of us on YouTube and whatnot, and I think it could be really cool. So we gotta make this happen, at least for Wings. Do it for Wings, and also me because I want subscribers.
I want fun. That to me is like the big thing I get out of it. Like if we have a good time playing these games, then it will be a nice little add-on to the rest of my life package.
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, one of the things I do is I play with my friends all the time.
Yeah, right. We play for 4 hours and it's fun.
Yeah.
There's 4 hours or whatever, you know, however long a week. There's fun in my thing. Woody, I'm watching one of your friends stream right now because you linked to kickasscrew.tv, and I'm watching Mark Paintball stream. I like his stream quality.
Yeah. Mark, so Mark's a student, and it seems like every dime he gets from Twitch TV, he reinvests back into making his streams better. You know, he's improved his audio setup. He's improved his PC. He's I think the next thing he wants is either yet another, you know, audio setup or a new monitor, which I guess wouldn't be noticed on the client side. But he takes every dime he gets of that Twitch money and reinvests it into making his Twitch stream better. And and he streams every day, I think. So
really, oh well,
he's on a streak now. I mean, he's like. He aspires to stream every day, and I want to say he's like 18 days in. And today in particular, he streamed like 12 hours or something.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah. He's actually making a map for WoodyCraft.net. Is he playing parkour right now?
Yes, that's where you jump from thing to thing and try not to fall, right?
Right, yeah. So we have 6 maps now. We're going to have 8 at the start of next month. And he was building one of the maps for us that we'll launch next month. It's pretty cool. You start in the middle of a prison, and then like you exit through the laundry, and you dive through the cell blocks, and you crawl out through the vents, and it's all like parkours and mazes and stuff like that.
Huh. Cool.
Yeah. It's called Alcatraz. At one point, you swim across the lake, go to a boat, and head to your freedom. So that's what he was making today. So, but yeah, Mark works super hard. So, Mark Paintball on Twitch. Check him out. I think you'll like him. He's really funny, and he's amazing at parkour in Minecraft.
Yeah. I was like just watching him jump from thing to thing, and I was strangely hypnotized by it all. But I was just I find remarkable his stream quality. His Minecraft looks really good, better than some of the top other guys I saw stream Minecraft. I was just tooling around Twitch today, and this looks. Personally, to me, that looks better than some of the other things out there.
I have to say, I think that you've developed a passion for stream quality that's interesting to me,
it's
right?
Like a fetish. It's a fetish. It's
weird.
Weird.
Like there are, There are people in the world, like audiophiles is I guess what I'm thinking of, who just love like dissecting the sound of music. I think even more than they love the music itself. Like it might have started as, wouldn't it be great if I could play my favorite song? But then it becomes almost like a pride and ownership sort of hobby, right? There are hobbies about owning things. And as much as I think that kind of hobby is stupid, I kind of do it myself in guns. You know,
Okay.
I don't really shoot very much, but somehow I think it's kind of cool to own the tiny gun collection I have. I think I have like 7 or 8 guns. But with you, I see it like it's almost like your stream quality, Lefty stream quality, is as good or better than you'll find from anyone else on Earth. Like there's no one who does better stream quality.
Thank you.
And he's not done yet, right? He's like, how can I make it better? Is there some way that I could get like, you know, just somewhat sharper image in this one situation when I like fast pan in COD or who knows what? It's he's how can I you stream at 1080p in 60 frames per second?
1080p 60 is the goal. Right now I can only do 1080p 30 because I'm streaming from my gaming PC. I need a second PC if I want to do 1080p 60.
Now I'm curious, would you buy like I was looking at them? They sell, you know, mini PCs for like $600 with a little graphics card. They're not much bigger than like an audio interface.
Yeah, the thing about that is my PC now is 3 years old, and at some point I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to make the jump to Ivy Bridge, and a hexa-core processor will help me in video rendering stuff.
Yep.
And so right now I've got an i7 2700K, which is a quad core. Technically it's a hexa-core, right? But they have 2 cores turned off because AMD had like some trademark.
Okay.
I think I remember reading that. But I'm going to need to build a new PC anyway, so I figured, well, I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and I'll just build a new alpha PC now, and then make that my main gaming and primary rendering rig, and then my PC now will become my encoding and rendering, just that's all it does. And I in my build now I have a 780 Ti, obviously, but of course I could just, because I've got the 4GB 680 in this machine, and I could buy a 650 Ti or something like that and put it in what will be my beta machine with the new PC, and just use the 680 still. But I want a 780 Ti. Or I wanted a 780 Ti.
Now you got a Titan Black, so you're all
I
set.
have a Titan Black, right. I was still operating in non-Titan Black. I'm still getting used to the idea. But yeah, so I'm striving for 1080p 60, and I'd like to have the internet to send at least 15 megabits per second to Twitch, because I'm still noticing some compression stuff in 1080p, and that's just going to get worse if I go to 1080p 60, because I'm just sending double the frames, but I'm not doubling the bitrate. But the only downside to that is Twitch, at some point Twitch is going to realize who's sending them all this data, and they might not be happy about it. I don't know if they will at some point tell me to stop.
I don't think so.
I would hope not, but
yeah, I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't expect Twitch to be like, Lefty, your stream quality's too damn good. Step it back.
So that's there's some more I can do, but right now I'm like pressing up against the limits of just the very limits of my hardware. That's why you need to subscribe. 100,000, get 100K. I get the B&H $400 gift card from YouTube, I think, still, so I can buy some of my PC parts from there, and yeah, we'll be good to go.
Yeah, in my case, the reason my stream can't get better is bandwidth. You know, I could buy more hardware if that would help, but I'd still be streaming at like 4 megabits because I got 5 megabit upload.
Is that what you're at now? That's the stable limit. 4 megabit streams do look good. You're devoting a lot of your CPU to encoding too, right?
Yep.
So you're trying to make up for it there. Google Fiber, Woody's going to kill me because Woody's got a better PC. So if you give Woody Google Fiber, Woody's streams are now better than Lefty streams. So
yeah, with Google Fiber, and I could buy a slave machine and have it do the rendering and all that sort of thing. I could go super first class, but at this point, I don't have the bandwidth. So
yeah,
maybe next home, we'll see.
Next home. In my next home, I would like all
would-
these nice things.
I would, man. We look hardcore at the bandwidth. I should just
so
buy.
now you gotta wait. Now you gotta wait to see where Google goes, right? Because
Yes.
now you have to wait to if you're gonna buy a new home or even a plot, you've got to wait until Google defines where they're gonna start pulling cables. So you can fend Jackie off a little bit by saying, wait, stay, just hold on.
I'm
Wait
well
until they
aware of
announce
this technique.
everything.
Yes. Do you want to call it a stream? Or
We're doing it there. I know a
show?
lot of people are going to be upset. We're sorry if this is where we end it.
Yes. Please don't be upset with the people that are here.
Yeah, we tried a two-person show. We've been doing it for about an hour, or no, 45 minutes probably. And, this is just a technical issue. Kyle can't do anything about his internet probably, and we can't do anything about Kyle's internet. Wings has a girlfriend that he really likes and wants to spend time with and doesn't get to do that a whole lot. And that's perfectly fine. And sometimes this happens. We're sorry. We hope it was I hope. I'm sure Woody does too. No, he hates you. Just kidding. I hope it was a really good show, and I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, we'll try to make it up to you next time.
Yeah.
With PK Plays. We'll make it up to you with PK Plays. How's that?
There you go. Good
All
night.
right. Good night. Bye.